Welcome, to another episode of the Global Latin Factor podcast, where we talk about Latino everything. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Crispin Valentin. Today, we have another installment of Exchanging Cultures, featuring a gentleman that was born in the Philippines. He's an artist. Amazing story how he got here, and amazing story the way he used to live in the Philippines. It was like a movie. Again, check it out. Make sure you subscribe to the Global Latin Factor podcast. And now to the episode. Hola, Aga. How you doing, my friend?
Hello, good. I'm good.
Thank you very much for being here, taking the time. We're doing what's called Exchanging Cultures. You originally for the Philippines, I'm Mexicano. Mm-hmm. Some of the similarities is freaking nuts. So we're going to talk about that, okay? But first, we're going to do a segment that I like to call Preguntas Al Chile. If you do not know what that is, that's because you have not subscribed to the channel. And if you have not watched the episodes long enough, it's free. Go ahead. You ain't got nothing to lose. Thank you for the ones that have. Appreciate you. If you want to be a Global Latin Factor, part of the community, that's the way to do it. ¿Estás listo? Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Tacos o tortas?
Tortas.
Corn tortilla or flour tortilla?
Corn tortillas.
Gorditas or pupusas?
Gorditas.
Gorditas. Horchata, jamaica, or tamarindo agua?
Horchata.
Are any of those aguas typical of the Philippines at all? Any of those flavors?
No.
None. Cool. Salsa verde, salsa roja. Do you enjoy spicy?
Salsa verde, yes.
Salsa verde?
Yes, I enjoy spice.
Is spicy a thing in the Philippines? Do y'all like it?
Yes.
A lot?
It is. A lot.
Is there a particular pepper there's more over there that's more of?
Like common?
Mm-hmm. Common.
It's those little red ones. The little tiny ones. I don't know what they're called. We had that plant at home.
What are they? Habanero or serrano? Chile de árbol.
Árbol, yes. Chile de árbol.
Like, let me see if I say this one correctly. Sinigang or lechon?
Ooh. Sinigang.
Tell me what that is. Explain to the people.
It's soup.
Uh-huh.
It could be it could be fish, pork, beef, and it's like kind of sour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where does it get the sour taste from?
Usually from tamarindo or tomatoes.
So even though you have tamarindo over there, you don't do the agua de tamarindo? That's what I was curious. Like,
no, we don't.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You need to put them on game over there. So y'all know if I put it on water and let it soak, and you add some sugar, it makes agua de tamarindo.
Yeah.
we need to take it back over there. Kare or adobo?
Oh. Kare.
Yeah. Explain to the people what kare is.
Oof, that's hard. Usually it's oxtail.
Uh-huh.
And then it's like a thick soup, peanut butter.
Wow.
Based soup.
Nice. Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Balut or puto? Before you cut me off, before you start I'm insulting people, I am not. This is our dishes from the Philippines. Balut or puto? I kind of enjoy saying it because I know I'm not saying the content that I'm looking.
Well, they're two different kinds. Like, they're
way different.
Entirely separate.
Okay.
Like, one's dessert, one's like appetizer.
Okay,
so.
got you.
I like balut more.
Okay. For the people that don't understand what it is, you enjoy it.
Yeah.
What exactly is it? I'm sure you've seen videos before about it. Tell me what it is.
It's aged duck embryo.
Mm-hmm. And then you boil it.
You boil it, yes.
And then you season it or garnish it with what is it?
Salt and pepper, like vinegar. Okay. We use a lot of vinegar in the Philippines.
Nice.
So
awesome. And then tell me what puto is. Again, I'm not cursing at you. I'm just saying this is a typical dish that he's about to explain to us.
Okay. It's a type of dessert.
Uh-huh.
Rice base. Just like our other dessert, mamon.
Oof.
Yeah.
Like
they're very similar, yeah. But
mamon, what is the difference between that one, mamon, puto and mamon?
Mamon's more of a bun, bread, and puto is more like sticky.
Okay.
Substance.
We have a mamon too where I'm from.
Oh, you do?
Like we're at my area.
Yeah.
And soft bread.
Oh yeah.
Real
soft bread.
bread
exactly the same thing.
with sugary and
Yeah.
You got to be careful we eat it because you could choke on it.
Really? Why?
Yes, because it's too dry.
Oh.
So we have to be careful. When we eat it with chocolate, like regular chocolate, tablillas de chocolate, just
Like
a chocolate
drink.
Oh. So hot water, chocolate, and sugar, that's it. Not champurrado, which you in the Philippines do champurrado.
Yeah.
And the way that we make champurrado is water, masa, and chocolate. How do y'all make yours? Is it similar?
I think it's with rice.
With rice.
Instead of masa. I don't know what masa is. What's masa?
Masa is like dough, like with tortilla.
Oh.
That kind of mixture.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think it's just regional, though.
Yeah.
Because
for you guys?
y'all have rice more available than us. We have more corn.
Yeah.
So, and it's like a flour.
Yeah.
That makes it more thicker. That's the reason why they put it.
Ours looks more like an oatmeal rather than a drink.
Nice.
Because you guys, it looks like a chocolate milk for you guys, right?
When do y'all usually eat champurrado?
In the morning.
For breakfast type?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. Alrighty. Menudo or pozole? Menudo?
Yeah.
Do you have any similar dishes to menudo over there in the Philippines? Any stews?
Yeah, it's called menudo.
También?
Yeah.
Oh, I swear. I heard one time somebody said that Filipinos are the Asian Latinos.
Yeah.
And I swear. It's so close to
I think it was like Carlos Mencia. He said that, yeah.
Man, it's so
We're like
close.
the beaners of Asia.
Whatever he said. Okay, a conspiracy theory that when you heard one time, you're like, that could be true. Or, man, that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
What could that be?
Oh. Aliens.
Think so?
Yeah.
Encounters in
Well,
something that wasn't explained to you?
When I was younger, like, we were playing basketball outside, and there's two big glowing lights.
How far?
We didn't, like, pay attention to it because we were like, oh, it's just lights. But then when we look back, it was gone. So it's like,
No way it was, like, just stars that were coming out because it was getting darker?
No.
Because it was playing.
It was already dark. We were
Okay.
playing outside in the dark with lights.
Was it a big?
It was two big lights next to each other.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that never to that day, even your friends, you're like, yeah, both were like, that had to be something, right?
Yeah. Well, it was possible that it was something, but we weren't like, what do they call it, fixated on it.
Yeah. Till right now. Then you're like, you're gonna call your friend, hey bro, you remember that one time? It was aliens, though. It was aliens. Okay. When you hear the word Latino, Latina, being from the Philippines, what are the first things that come to mind to you?
I just think it's like Spanish influenced countries. When I was younger, I used to think I was a Latino.
Why is that?
Because we were, colonized by Spain.
Mm-hmm.
So when I came here, I heard the word Latino for the first time, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm Latino.
Really?
Yeah.
So that went for years for you to that thinking that you were Latino?
Mm-hmm.
Really? And who broke your heart? Who told you you're not Latino?
When I started looking stuff up on the internet.
You were like, hey, I don't fit.
Nope.
That's funny. It's interesting though, right? When we're young, that's how they catch. It's ping pong reflexes. When we grow and young, and we were like, for example, myself growing here coming here to the U.S. at 11, man, I didn't see a lot of the things that I was looking at. Like people, culture, dress, food, everything was foreign to me. So anybody that would say I was Latino at that time too, even though I knew I was Mexicano, I would probably be like, yeah, maybe so. Yeah, I speak Spanish.
Yeah,
maybe I am Latino. Okay, let's start with your a little bit of your story and the things that you do. So you're an artist, but you're originally from the Philippines. You grew up in the Philippines. You were born in the Philippines.
Yes, I was born in the Philippines.
To your recollection, as far as you can remember, what is like a daily life for you growing up in the Philippines?
Man, it was an adventure every day.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How was that? Explain to me a couple of days that you say, because just getting up and then doing whatever it is that you do.
Well, I walk to school every day, and the walk to school is kind of cool. We had to hop like over fences and like some, like foresty areas.
Mm-hmm.
After school, because I lived like around the mountain area.
Yeah.
And there were like, what do you call it? Plantations. Like there were tobacco farms, sugarcane farms. So we would just walk over there, get some free sugarcane. Yeah.
So y'all were not supposed to take them, right? That we're not y'all.
Well, we can ask.
We can ask.
Yeah, if the farmer is there, we'll ask. But
okay, and then you make it to school chewing your cane, cane, and then go to school like regular. Same thing, nothing different about school.
Same thing.
Yeah. Did they provide lunch for y'all or no lunch?
Oh no, we paid for lunch, or we brought our own.
You brought your own lunch. Mm-hmm. That's cool. What was your to go to that they packed the lunch for you? What was it usually?
I always bought my lunch.
You always bought your lunch?
It's rare that they pack lunch for me.
Yeah.
But there's this little, I don't know what they call it, a cantina. They served like porridge and sopas.
Okay, so for me, a cantina is a bar.
Yeah.
For you, it's not a bar.
No, it's like a place where you go and grab food and stuff.
That's it. No alcoholic beverages sold over there. That's neat. So that was like your daily back and forth. After you got out of school, what did you got into? First of all, it sounds beautiful to be able to cross, like, Dora the Explorer through the freaking forest until you get to your place. Mm-hmm. And then out of school, what did you get into after that?
Well, I did homework if I had homework. Mm-hmm. And then we would go back to walking around, having an adventure.
Adventure?
Yeah. I used to carry around a knife, a slingshot, and a stick maybe. Like, let's say if there's birds around, we can use our slingshot to go hunt for birds.
Did you hunt them just to kill them, or
you
actually ate them?
Yeah, we eat them.
So okay. What else? What else did y'all hunted and ate?
Just birds, mostly.
What kind of birds? Do you remember what was it?
I don't know what kind of birds they were. I want to say pigeons, but
something along those lines.
Yeah.
Would they? Is that something that you had to do, or you just happen to be like, might as well if I'm playing, if I see a bird, I'm gonna take them out? That's pretty cool. And how did? I'm guessing your mom cooked it.
No, we cooked it.
You cooked it?
Yeah.
How?
I'll just start a fire and take the feathers off.
Gut it? You know how to gut it and everything? Take the stuff and then just throw it in the fire.
Yeah.
And y'all just be out there in the woods cooking a bird and eating it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was it y'all meal? Or was it like a snack?
It's like a snack because we're moving a lot.
Yeah.
We're walking around, moving, climbing trees. So if we get hungry, we'll pick fruits from the trees or hunt. Yeah.
That's awesome. Damn.
That was around from the earliest I can remember 4 to like 8 years old.
8 years old. And that was just your life pretty much the entire time.
Yeah.
What did you find in the wild as far as fruits that you can pick and stuff like that? Of course, there was a plantations of the people who were actually growing stuff, but what did you find in the wild that you were able to eat?
We had some Filipino plums. I don't know what they're called in English. Mm-hmm. Mangoes. Tons of mangoes.
Just grew like that?
Huh?
They just grew randomly, just anywhere?
No, these are like fields of mangoes that someone owns.
The people grew. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I just happened to find them, run into them.
Well, they fall out the tree, so
they're in the ground.
Yep.
Finders keepers, right?
Pick it up, yeah.
And what else?
Like dragon fruits, not dragon fruits, jackfruits.
Really?
Yeah. Sugar canes, like I said. Cashew fruits, if you've never heard of them.
Never heard of it. Tell me what those are.
Well, it's where cashew nuts come from. Uh-huh. So there's like the nut. the cashew nut is under, and then the fruit is above. It's like looks like.
So usually they grow like peanuts, right? The cashews at the bottom.
It's from a tree.
From a tree.
They grow from a tree.
And then the fruit itself, you can eat it.
Mm-hmm.
What does it taste like?
Oh man, it's super sweet and juicy.
That's cool. Awesome. All right. So, what area in the Philippines did you grow up at?
Northern Philippines.
It sounds freaking
like Luzon.
It sounds amazing and beautiful, by the way. I could see myself going through the jungle. Any kind of danger that you have to be on the lookout for, like snakes, whatever.
Yeah, snakes.
What kind of snakes do they have over there?
Ooh, there's like cobras.
Cobras?
Yeah.
Like what kind of cobra? Like king king cobras?
I don't know specifically.
Venomous cobras?
Yeah, venomous cobras.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, there's also like either pythons or anacondas.
Big?
Oh, they can grow big, yeah.
What's the biggest
when it
one you've
rains and it floods, because we're in the lowlands, so when it floods, all the water it comes up,
Yeah.
and all the snakes float up with the water.
You serious?
Yeah.
So you got to deal with a lot of flood season?
We do. Yeah.
What do you got to do to prepare for that? It's just
Nothing. I don't know. I was like,
but
young.
are y'all house made to where they're higher up in case whenever that happens, or not necessarily?
Not really.
Dang.
Yeah.
For real.
We have like, we call them canals.
Yeah.
So the water goes. It's like this sewage system here.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, just make them.
Well, it's made already.
Okay, the water just finds a way to flow and just be made. That's pretty cool. What's the biggest snake that you've seen out there?
The biggest snake
That you can remember when you were 8 or so?
I remember there was this albino anaconda.
Dang.
And like it was like 10 people holding it. Yeah. They brought it to school for some reason. Because they had a field there.
Yeah. So they just took the big, huge freaking snake that people were carrying, and it was a albino one.
Yeah, they're like, look, we got a big ass snake.
Did you touch it?
No, I hate snakes.
Really?
Yeah.
So part of the reason you carry your knife and everything was for the same reason, right? They're trying to kind of defend yourself from them snakes and stuff.
Yeah,
Man,
that's why we carried sticks too. So.
Did you ever see a cobra?
Dead cobra.
Oh, not like those things are vicious.
Yeah,
especially the spitting ones, the ones that shoot just for your eyes. Yeah, there's ones that shoot venom to your eyes. Yeah,
I don't know if you have those.
Maybe they didn't have those, but anyways, cobras is horrible. I see people all the time, videos of people messing with them. Like, bro, if you get bitten, you deserve that. You shouldn't be touching them things. Yeah, the things are vicious.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Remind me again the town or the area that you grew up in.
It's called Santo Tomas.
Santo Tomas, which again, Spaniard influence. The name left behind, Saint Thomas. I had a gentleman here. He's more American Filipino than he wasn't born in the Philippines, but his family was. But whenever we were talking about, I was looking up some stuff, and it's amazing how many islands y'all have. It's over 2,000 or more?
It's over 7,000.
7,000 islands.
Yep.
Whenever you were growing up, did y'all ever go to any other islands, or y'all mainly stay in your area?
Just in my area. Yeah. Well, I was in like the biggest island, so it was harder to get to the other islands from where I was.
Okay. And then, of course, you were smaller. As far as that, would you say that you were well off as far as money, or you didn't really care for that? That thought never even come to you in your mind when you was growing up?
Yeah, actually, funny story. I was... So at school, everyone always ate the same thing. It's like Spam.
Yeah.
And ramen noodles, like instant ramen noodles. And I would get like fried chicken and a whole meal, right? Home cooked meal. And I'm always like, how come they get to eat that and I don't? I always get fried chicken and a whole meal, a real meal, instead of like ramen or Spam. I want that. And like growing up now, I realize I'm like, oh, I guess I was a little bit well off compared to everyone else.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And that during that time, just that didn't even sit in your mind that was a thing.
No.
That's crazy. Okay. 8 years old. Is that when you had your family, your parents, I don't know who made the decision to come to the U.S., or was it somewhere else that y'all went to beforehand?
So my grandfather served in the U.S. military, and my mom and all her siblings were born U.S. citizen. So before she lost her citizenship, she had to move to the U.S. because she was in the Philippines too long.
Yeah.
Instead of going to the Philippines, to the U.S. So
they can revoke your citizenship even though you were born? I think so.
Yeah. During that time, yeah.
Thank you for your grandfather for his service. Appreciate it very much. Okay, so now she figures out that she might not have her status correctly. So she's the one that decides to come to the U.S., or your dad?
Both my mom and dad. Yeah.
So how does one from, first of all, I've been to the Philippines. I've been to Manila. It is a long plane. Like, first of all, 2 planes.
Yeah.
Because first, the way that I got there was first we went to Japan. So it was about 18 hours, 12 hours to get there. And then from Japan to the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we made it. Like, how does one get over here? And if you have legal status or not, make it to the States?
I mean, if you don't have legal status, I guess you can get like a visa, some sort of visa, like educational or like school visa or work visa. But yeah, I was able to come here because of my mom.
So your mom was fine. Your father, or
they had to petition us, obviously, to like get over here. So first it was my mom and my brother.
They got here.
They got here first, and then 2 years after, it was my two of my sisters came here, and then 2 years later, it was me, my dad, and my other brother.
So you were without your mom's for about 4 years, roughly?
I was 4 when she left, and I was 9 when I saw her again. So, yeah.
Do you remember any of that? Any recollection? Because my mom had to leave Mexico to come here for like about a year or maybe 2 years. But I don't remember if I was missing her or I was like, because I was maybe like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So I can't recall if I was missing my mom or calling my mom.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to relive or revisit that memory if I was traumatized. But you had any of that for you?
Yeah.
Or you was just daily life?
I definitely miss my mom.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so now she petitioned you. Y'all get here to the States. Where do y'all land? Do y'all land here in Texas? Do y'all land?
Well, we landed in San Francisco first.
So y'all are in California for some time?
Oh, just a few hours.
Yeah. And then drive over here to Texas?
No, we flew here.
To Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. You land. How does it feel for you? First time ever on a plane,
man.
I'm imagining, right?
Yeah.
And then how does that feel?
Felt like I was going to space. Yeah.
Yeah. And then once you land, how do you see everything?
I guess super foreign.
No more jungle, huh?
No more jungle.
Dang.
Everything's shiny and concrete.
Yeah. And then you get to Texas, and first of all, you don't know the language at all, or you do know some?
I did. The curriculum in the Philippines were taught in English.
Nice.
So I guess I just knew English since they taught stuff in English.
That's
They
pretty
taught.
cool.
We had an English class. I guess Filipino class too, but everything that I remember was I wrote in English.
That's pretty cool.
I don't remember learning like writing in Filipino or Tagalog.
At all?
Yeah.
Even though you knew how to speak it, but never wrote it.
Yeah.
Dang.
Well, I can write it if I see it. Yeah.
How is it? Does it look like regular like English and Spanish letters, or not necessarily?
Oh, it's like a normal alphabet.
Really? That's
Almost
pretty
like
cool.
the Spanish.
And it just sound out just like the Spanish.
Yeah.
You kind of what you hear, you write out, and it's the similar thing. That's pretty cool. Okay, what is your very first memory of the U.S. once you're here already? Once you're, I guess you moving around Dallas area, or was there another area?
Yeah, Dallas area.
Okay, what is the first memories that you have as far as here? Of course, you already got your first impression from in California, but now in Texas, what does everything look like to you?
Man, when I saw the highways, like the overpasses and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess they were newer then, so it looked cleaner. I felt like I was in the Jetsons.
The Jetsons?
Yeah, because I used to watch the Jetsons when I was younger. That's what it looked like. Like, it looked like the cars were, like, flying. Yeah, but it wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, again, as a kid, not seeing that,
Yeah.
I can see it. I can see how it, like,
Yeah.
Okay, so what about school? When you get into school, is it way different, of course? Oh, I don't know if it's too much different than the Philippines. How do you feel when you first get to school?
We were actually taught like all the curriculums that we had were ahead than it was here when I came.
Not surprising.
Yeah. So when I came, like 4th grade, everything they were teaching I've already known.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were bored.
Like I learned cursive in 2nd grade. So when I got here, they're barely learning cursive in 5th grade or something.
They don't even teach cursive no more, you know?
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
That's crazy. So, are you getting bored though? I mean, you go to school, you kind of already know this stuff. Like, do you really care to anything? Is there a way you entertain yourself? Because like, I already know this stuff. What's the point of me being here?
Well, it kind of felt like I put myself in autopilot until like high school hit.
What happened in high school?
Oh, I don't know. I just felt more conscious in high school. Like, I was more aware, I guess.
Okay. Before we get to the art part, we're going to talk about that. I talked to you one time, and I thought you were Christian.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to be a minister.
You're going to be a minister.
Yeah. So it was the Bachelor's of Evangelical Ministry.
And that was because you were going to school for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then did they send you anywhere or were you just studying?
I was in Sacramento for 4 years. And then after that, I was sent to the Philippines. And then I was given like an assignment, like a whole neighborhood or city, I guess, that I had to look over the members of the church in that area.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
What was your official title then?
Worker, ministerial worker.
Ministerial worker.
Yeah.
Okay. So pretty much making sure that the church functions just fine, making sure that... I had to like teach Bible studies, you know, whenever the members propagate, they have visitors. So I had to, you know, officiate Bible studies, and sometimes if I'm scheduled to teach worship services or preach, I do. I guess to just keep it organized and like get everyone involved all the time so they don't like fall off. Okay.
Yeah.
And during that time, how long you say you're in the Philippines for?
7 to 8 months.
Okay. And you have a different assignment after that, or at that time where you just decide to that's just something that's not for you anymore?
Well, during that time, there's a lot of stuff that I saw that I didn't like.
Is it okay if you share a few things that just for you, not to attack anybody or any religion or anything?
Sure, yeah. Just like every big religion or any organization, it's always mostly about money.
You think it was just those people in general, or just the whole organization itself?
I think there like eventually became like that, because I'm pretty sure it wasn't like that in the beginning, but as it progressed and it got bigger and bigger, you know, greedy people who end up getting the higher positions end up like profiting off of it.
Why did you go into ministry? What got you to want to be interested in going that direction for you?
Oh, well, I mean, we were pretty active at church, and I felt like as they call it, a calling. Yeah. So it felt like I was being called. So, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to go. So I tried. It felt good being there.
You see all that stuff, and you just kind of sort of started maybe falling out of love, not necessarily about the religion or the core point of it to help people, but everything else you're seeing, and it's just that. Was that the last time you were part of it and came back, or did you just continue?
I tried to be like a regular member of the church that I was going to, but even then I saw what I didn't pay attention to before I left the ministry, the school. And then, like, I would go in, I hear whispers and stuff, and it's like, we're just here to worship, you know. It's not like a popularity contest, and it felt like that sometimes.
Okay. And then at this moment in time for you, what do you think about religion? Well, I'm guessing it's the Catholic religion, but for you in general, what is your thoughts about it for you personally and your relationship, let's say, with God?
Yeah. I believe there's a God. I think if you grew up like whatever religion it is, Christianity, Islam, Catholicism, I think it's a good foundation for, like, you know, for a person to be good. But I don't want to be like controversial or anything, but there's fanatics and there's, like, you know, what do they call them? Apologists who try to always defend whatever they believe in instead of like actually opening your arms to any possibilities, right? Because there's so many religions out there. It's hard to just pick one and say that's the real one. That's the true religion.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I took a world religion class one time in college, and as the man was talking, the professor, like, I don't know, I had this like out of body experience where he was talking, and all of a sudden I just see other religions like lined up one under each other, and they all fell into one.
Yeah.
And as he was talking, I was seeing that. I'm like,
yeah.
And I was like, they're all the same.
Yep.
Like, yeah, you have your different things that names, whatever, but in general, to the core, is like they're all the same.
Yeah, essentially.
And I think the principle, like you said, they're good foundations for you to be. If you ain't got no believing, you ain't got nothing, okay, more power to you. But it does give you a really good foundation, really good principles. You know, if it says good, be a good person, there's a lot of things that could come from you being a good person, you know, instead of like being the opposite.
Yeah. It helps you to be like conscious, I guess.
Yeah, true.
About your surroundings, other people. Let's say like maybe you're saying something a little offensive, right? And you can see, if you see the person next to you kind of seem like they're backing off a little offended, maybe you can back off a little too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, cool. All right, let's get into the art. So you began to explore. Was in your mind at all at any point in time, was art something that you wanted to do, that you wanted to explore? Because you began doing art not that long ago. Oh, I don't know if it was a long ago, but you just actually decided to start getting commissions for the work that you did. When was the first earliest memories of you being an artist, or wanting to be an artist, or was that even a thought?
Or just drawing.
You always drew?
Well, I remember my brother. He was really good at drawing. And as a younger brother, I always tried to compete with him to see if I can be better.
Did you beat him at all?
No.
Still to this day?
He was so good. Yeah, if he kept it on, I bet you he'd be a really, really great artist. Yeah.
So you're just trying to get competitive with your brother and start drawing.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that's one level, right? To be able to just kind of compete with your brother, to be able to just want to monetize about it and you know, start a business with that. When did that idea come to fruition?
During COVID. Yeah, I was sketching at work. A coworker was like, "I like that sketch, man. That's really good. Can I pay for it?" I'm like, "You can just have it, dude. Like, it's not like I'm trying to, you know, I didn't know I could make money from it. So I was like, here, you can have it." And he's like, "You know, if you have like a bunch of sketches at home, if I could buy them off of you." I was like, interesting.
Really?
Yeah. So that's when I first thought, like, I was like, I can make money from this.
So never before has that thought occurred to you for you to be able to sell a piece. And that moment, that conversation with him bringing it to your attention and be like,
Yep.
And did you sell him those sketches?
I did.
Yeah?
Yes.
Was it a decent price at that time, or just what you felt like it was something that you can get?
I actually tested it, like, see how far I could go with the sketches that I did. And I asked for a certain amount. He's like, yeah. He just agreed to it, just like that. So I was like, it's not like they're bad art, you know. Like, I put some heart and soul into those sketches. Yeah. But I made sure it was presented nicely on a frame. I'm sure, like, it's just his thing. He likes art.
That's
so
cool.
He buys art.
What made you want to, first of all, how does it feel whenever he's giving you money for the things that you, of course, put your heart and soul into it? You put work, you know, hours, whatever the time amount it takes to finish that. How did you feel at that time to be able to just like, man, this is kind of cool?
How did it feel?
Get paid?
I think it feels better if I just did art and sold the art that I just did. With commissions, it's a little stressful.
Explain.
Because there's a deadline. And sometimes I don't get the inspiration that I need to do it. And sometimes it feels like I'm just putting strokes on the canvas just to say I did something for that day.
So it's not as creative as you want it to be. No, it's not as free flowing as you wanted it to be. This is more like an obligation for you to get it done.
Yeah, towards like in the middle of when I was doing that, I was like, man, yeah, this feels like an obligation. Because I usually like whenever I do art and something I'm like really into, I get it done like really quickly, and it's like, whoa, I finished it.
Do you have a particular technique, or how do you get, like, let's say, inspiration in general? You just let it free flow and come to you all of a sudden. You're in flow state and you just go at it.
Yeah. Well, I have a reference. Yeah, I pretty much just go at it. Like, I have a reference. I have some paint and other mediums that I can use, and I just kind of just start brushing, like brush strokes, until I get something that looks not just like the reference, but like very similar to the reference.
Do you is there a particular technique that you have that per se that aligns more with like art techniques, or is it your own thing, or did you kind of sort of research a few things to maybe just develop your own style?
I don't know. I think I just naturally developed my own style.
That's cool.
Because, I mean, I do them and I'm like, what does that look like? So I try to research it. I'm like, oh, it could probably fall in that category, but I'm like, it's not really that all the time. So it's different every time I do art. But yeah, I don't think it falls under any specific category.
Do you find yourself that there is a technique, but you try to think outside of that? Like, yeah, that's fine that they can do that, but what if you did this, and what if you included that? Do you find yourself at all doing things like that?
Yeah. I did that with the sweaters or the clothing line that I
Shut up, I have one.
Yeah,
love it, by the way. Color scheme.
Thank you.
I did come up with the color scheme of it, but the art itself and the way it came out, man.
Oh, thank you.
I like the rock.
Glad you liked it.
Yeah, love that sweater.
But yeah, like I saw something in my head. I'm like, it would look cool if I do that. You know?
Okay, so let's see. You're doing the commissions, you're doing some painting still, you're freestyle, but then how does that idea of just putting it on the garments? Because it's like a whole different level to do that.
That was actually the first. When I realized I can sell art, the first idea I had was to do art on shirts. That was during COVID. But there's so many ways to put art on shirt, right? So I tried vinyl in the beginning, but vinyl is it's what do you call it? It's a lot more time consuming, and there's a lot of little details you got to do. So that kind of like scared me off pretty much. I'm like, man, if it takes me like 3 hours to just make one shirt, it's gonna it'll take me forever to make like at least enough to like cover what I paid for. So
that wasn't efficient for you. Too much time, not efficient as far as in general. Did you like how it was coming out?
Yeah.
It's just
it's actually very similar to what I came up with.
Now you do the print screen, right? Is that what it's called, print screen? The one you do now?
Yeah.
Or print to garment?
Screen printing.
Screen printing is what you do now. So you go from there, and then all of a sudden, I still like it. I want to do something with it, but this is not the idea. Who introduced you to screen printing? Or you start looking up other options?
So I usually buy like, it's a bad habit of mine. I buy stuff that maybe I'll dabble into. Like, I bought some screens and some screen printing stuff that I'm like, maybe I'll do screen printing later. So, but I'll buy that for now. And I bought a tattoo gun before. I'm like, I'm going to start doing tattoos, but I just had it just laying there. But, what was your question again? I'm sorry.
You're good. I said, so you had bought this, you just haven't used it.
Yeah, I've had it stored in the closet somewhere.
So you're just prepping for the future.
Yeah, for the future.
So one of these days, I'm pretty sure you got a tattoo.
Maybe. Oh, I returned that one. That one's
pricey.
I don't know. It's scary. They gotta cut. You're cutting people's skin with ink. That's hard.
Even though you have your own ink.
Yeah.
Yeah. None of your own tattoos you did yourself?
No, none of these.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you have the print screen there. You happen to have it. You've been wanting to put it in there. One of these days you're going to put it to use. It comes down to the time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you realize you like it better, the way that it's a faster for you to do that, and you can reproduce more shirts or sweaters or whatever the case might be.
Yeah, all of that. Like, it's faster. When I first did it, I don't know if you remember the first cornhole tournament or the second cornhole tournament. I made the shirts for my partner.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't planning on making, like, I was just gonna draw on it with like a paint marker or something.
Yeah.
But my partner thought I was gonna do something big, get it made or something. So I was like, oh no. Yeah.
So you had expectations.
Yeah. So
I got there.
I was like, shoot, I gotta bring out the screen printing stuff. I gotta go learn real quick. So that's what I did.
So you learned how fast.
And whenever I did it, I made it, and I was like, whoa, that was satisfying. So
really,
yeah.
Okay, so you learned within a day or what?
Yeah,
a couple of days. Wow.
A day, yeah.
And you just put it to work.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ruin anything as far as trying to make it the first? Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me about that. What did you mess up?
Sure.
Well, you experimented though. First of all,
yeah.
you just like
I got some old shirts, see if it works or not. It works. And then when it came time to the actual shirt, the first one, I had to buy like. There's always got to be room for error. So you gotta be prepared for error, for mistakes. So when you do it, you'll learn from it, and then after that, everything's gonna be smooth.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Okay, let's touch back on the art part. So do you ever find yourself implementing some of your culture from the Philippines into your art at all to try to like maybe pay homage, or not necessarily? It's just depending on it.
Yeah, actually, I haven't really incorporated like my culture into my art style.
What pops into mind first when you think about your culture, the Philippines?
Oh man, I just remember like climbing trees.
So freedom, a lot of forest, wilderness.
Yeah,
carefree.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it's all gone now.
All that forest.
Yeah,
chopped it down.
Yeah,
deforestation.
Made into paved roads. Concrete.
You gone back fairly recently?
When I went to school, before I came back here, I went to go visit my hometown to see what it looked like. It looked smaller. And then...
Well, does it look smaller, or you were small?
I was just small during that
bigger.
time. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, same thing for me when I went to my little town. Like, why is everything so small? I remember everything being huge.
Yeah.
And now when I go back, I'm like, why is it so tiny?
Yeah. But
that's cool.
A lot of the areas that I used to go to, like, it's all concrete now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, sad.
It is pretty sad.
It is pretty sad. Okay. And let's talk a little bit about the similarities with Mexicans and Filipinos. Okay. So we were talking about that we have a champurrado.
Mm-hmm.
You have a champurrado.
Yeah.
We have a mango Manila.
Oh.
What are the
okay.
odds?
What is mango Manila?
It's a type of mango.
Oh, from
it's
Manila?
So small.
Oh.
I mean,
okay.
I don't know where else it will come from.
Oh, I guess.
There was a trade route that we talk about, right?
Yeah.
About 200 years served back and forth. In fact, the Filipinos were actually the ones supposedly that helped the Spaniards how to navigate to get to Mexico.
Oh, really?
So they say.
Interesting.
And this is an article that I seen, and I was trying to argue with a guy back and forth on TikTok because he kept saying that the Filipinos introduced Mexicans to tequila, like how to make tequila.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all have something similar as far as how to distill with rice, the technique, but we had agave. So of course there was no rice in Mexico, so they used the agave technique to make the tequila. And the article was explaining how the Filipinos introduced that technique to be able to make tequila.
Yeah.
Many years ago. And I was like,
yeah, that's crazy.
When he sent me the article, I'm like, he just talking. I'm like, whatever. And then he sent me the article, and I still go back and forth with him. I'm like, whatever, bro. But like, dang, that's a possibility, because he made me want to think about like all the stuff that I lived in, especially in my area. I just feel like Filipinos had some influence. Something happened there because we have very similar words, especially in that area for me. I'm like, wow. What are the things that you feel like we have similar that you learned about Mexico and the Philippines?
A lot.
Okay.
I mean, when I came here, I didn't know what Mexico was.
Yeah.
And I started meeting, Mexican people. I had my best friends growing up were Mexican.
Cool.
And so much. All the food is very similar. They talk about the other day, like my dad made some balbacoa.
And we have barbacoa.
Barbacoa. Yeah.
Made out of pork.
No, I don't think it was made of pork. I don't remember what it was made of.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else comes to mind?
What else comes to mind? Oof.
The last names.
Last names, yes.
We have a few words there is the same, which misa, cuchara.
Yeah. It's just Spanish though, so
the Spanish part.
Yeah.
What about the family? You feel like our way of the way the Mexicans are with their family is similar to Filipinos, or not necessarily?
I think in a way it's very similar. The families, most families stick together, right? Like Filipino families are very close to each other. Even if your family is wrong, you still back your family up.
Let's talk about the struggles. Do you think alcoholism is a problem with of the Filipino community?
Yeah,
a lot.
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about? So when I went to the Philippines, I was talking to the cab driver, and he was telling me there's a lot of people that have heart problems.
Oh yeah.
But what do you eat a lot of?
Eat a lot of rice.
A lot of pig.
And pork.
A lot of pig.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, like, damn, didn't I realize that pig is probably making them have a lot of heart issues? But I guess it's not
I think it's a combination of all the carbohydrates and
the pig.
And pig,
the fat.
That's like the main protein we use, so.
And it's not the best.
Yeah.
In general, it's like it's pig. You
Yeah.
know? But again, I guess because y'all so more accustomed, but it's not really like y'all haven't got used to it because you're still having the heart conditions and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we never did get used to it.
Yeah.
Unless recently I think it's gotten worse because there's a lot less activities outside where you can walk, where you work outside, go farming, where you got to go travel. Like everyone's like indoors or they don't even ride their bikes anymore. They ride their scooters to wherever they go.
Yeah. So you used to walk to the forest to get to school, and I don't know if there's a lot of people doing that nowadays.
No, people still walk, but like they spend a lot of time sitting down or like laying down. So
we got to get up. We've been sitting down too long. Just kidding. Dang. So yeah, that could be
yeah. Because if you don't use all that stuff, it's just gonna.
What are the things that you feel like is like kind of again, alcoholism is one of the ones which we struggle with too. What else do you think pops to mind as far as negative things for both cultures?
The competitiveness.
You think so?
Yeah. People, man, like the crime rate is pretty high. Like, especially when drinking is involved, everyone's always trying to be better than the other person. I mean, if you watch basketball, there's a lot of Filipinos who love playing basketball, and it's always heated. Like, there's actually, like, a lot of fist fights.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, do have, I think the last few Miss Universes, whatever, the Filipino ladies have. And y'all sing really good.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I do.
Thank you.
Y'all be practicing.
Except for me, though. I'm not very good.
Don't let the man lie to you. He gets down. He gets down singing. I've seen him before a few times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do enjoy karaoke too.
Yeah. A lot.
Quite a bit.
So much that they put a curfew on karaoke's like one year. Yeah.
1 year.
I don't know if it's 1 year, but during one of the president's reign, like
that Rodrigo guy or somewhere else.
Yeah, that one. I forgot his name.
It's funny. My brother, my dad's name is Rodrigo.
My dad's name's Rodrigo.
Those the freaking odds,
both
bro.
Of, like my brother and my dad.
Rodrigo.
Yeah, Rodrigo.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Bro. That's so funny.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
It's a lot of coincidence,
man. Like you wouldn't believe. I'm telling you that
My dad, when we came here and then Mexico, it's you see Mexico all over Texas. So my dad's always like, yeah, we have family from Mexico. He was like, your uncle so and so is like, yeah, he's part Mexican. And I was like, how is that possible? I was like, the trade route. There's Veracruz, Mexico. Came from there, and then he stayed in the Philippines. One of your great grandpas. I was like,
I know you were confused with Mexican a few times. I know you were confused with Mexican a few times.
Oh, until now. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
I can see you being look like one of my cousins.
Really?
I swear, dog. For real, like one of my tios también. Like the features itself, the looks. I'm telling you, I'm gonna send you a picture of my nieces. One of my nieces, how they look, and I swear, like, they're Filipino. No way they're not Filipino, bro. They look so like, wow, this is freaking wild. All right, brother. On your way over here, was there anything in your mind that you were thinking, man, I hope he asked me about that, or I hope he touches up on this? Anything comes to mind?
Actually, you asked all the stuff that I was thinking about.
Really?
Like, I knew you were gonna ask me about religion.
Because I did see it. Did you read the questions I was sending you?
I looked over it. I didn't want to prepare an answer for everything, so I kind of just looked over it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Because I didn't want to be too scripted, I guess.
All right, appreciate it. That was part of the instructions too on the questions.
Was it? Yeah. What was it?
Like, just we're gonna want you to have an idea of the questions that I have, but I don't want you to be too fixated on it, and we still want to have like a free flowing conversation, which we did. So we're running short on time, but thank you so much for being here, taking the time to talk to me. It's super dope the way you grew up, because I grew up something like that, but not in the jungle like that. Like we had like places we can go and just run around the woods,
right?
But like in the freaking jungle with snakes and all that stuff, it's just like not the same, bro.
Yeah,
I swear when you were saying like it's like a movie, like picturing going, because we used to walk to school too, but we already had paved roads. We didn't have to walk through the woods to get to school. And the same thing for the lunch, we had to buy our lunch, but I didn't though. So what had happened was my mom would give me money, and these ladies would be positioned on the way to school. So before I even got to the school, these freaking ladies had candy stands, and by the time before I even got to the school, I already bought candy. I had no money for lunch. But we used to eat huevos con arroz, tortas, the Mexican typical stuff that we used to eat.
It's crazy because we have torta, but it's not like the same torta you guys
not even close.
No, it's like eggplant with eggs.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Torta with eggs?
Well, the torta itself is mixed with egg. So it's just eggplant soaked in eggs.
Okay, see? That's what I'm saying. No, hold up. That's what I'm saying. We're so similar as far as... we have tortas de huevo. Yeah. Meaning that the torta is made with the huevo and you can put different things on it. You can make just the huevo.
Yeah.
Or you can make... put tomatoes. You can put chile on it. And it's like a torta.
It's called torta.
It's called torta.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not just a torta like the one that we know with the bread. The torta is like torta de huevo.
Yeah.
Well, we call it torta de huevo.
That's exactly the same thing. Yeah. Because we call it...
We need to do a DNA and see if we're related some way, somehow.
I know, right?
Like, hey, where's our cuz? All right, before I let you go, bro.
Probably you look like one of my uncles.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't doubt it. Okay, so when I went to the Philippines, I went to Manila. I went for work for about 2.5 weeks or so, and I was at the call center. And one of the times I was going to go out to the Mall of Asia, walk around, and I noticed it wasn't too far, so I'm like, I could probably walk. And I asked one of the coworkers, I'm like, hey, do you think I can walk? Am I going to be in any danger whatsoever? And she looked at me like, nah, you look just like us. You'll be all right. I'm like, okay.
You'll blend in.
I'll blend in. I'm like, sure enough, just walk like anybody.
And no one.
All I did is smile. Anybody asked me like, they didn't know if I didn't know English or Tagalog or not. Well, English, but I didn't have the accent either. There's a particular accent. Mm-hmm. So, man, that's so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Similarities to the Philippines. And so I look like one of your uncles. Huh? I look like one of your uncles. For real? What's his name?
I don't know. I don't know like my uncle's names in the Philippines. I just know what they look like.
You seen a picture of them?
Yeah. Or like I saw them like growing up.
Do you call them tios or what do you call them?
Oh, we call him Tito.
Tito.
Tito, Tita.
Tito, Tita.
It's like Tio, Tia.
The Bad Bunny song, Titi Me Preguntó. That's his auntie, supposedly.
Oh,
Puerto Rican.
Titi.
Titi.
That's funny.
All right,
That's
brother.
a bad word in Filipino.
Is it?
Yeah.
What does
Well,
that
it's
mean?
not bad.
What does that mean?
It's just,
The man genitalia?
Mhm.
Interesting. I'm not going to say that word around Filipinos. So
You
Michelle knows
can.
something.
They'll probably laugh.
They'll laugh.
Yeah.
All right, before I let you go, brother, what's all your social medias? Do you have anything coming out as far as like projects, any art that you're working on?
So my Instagram is Ogsman6. I don't really have a lot going on right now. I think on the 30th of March, there's an open market at the Kava Bar in Oak Cliff, or what do you call it?
Oak Cliff.
Bishop Arts.
Yeah. Oak Cliff.
Jefferson, yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna, I guess, have a table there.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, so if anyone want to go visit, they can come.
Y'all stop by. Yeah, I'm supporting the Kava Bar. It's a sober bar, alternative drinks, coffees. We have a Kava tender here in the house. There's going to be future very soon, future guests. As you can tell us about Kava and what that is coming soon. And saludos. Any shout outs that you have?
Shout outs?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Carolina over here, a future guest.
Young Carrot. You got to know about it. You better learn about her.
Shout out to you.
Appreciate it.
And
Bree. Shout out, Bree.
Shout out to everyone present today.
What is an important lesson that you learn doing, whether it be art or learning how to make your own merchandise, that you would tell your younger self that will help somebody else out? What would that be?
Okay. Like, take your time. Don't rush it. If you rush it, you'll make more mistakes.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Take your time. Don't be impatient. Breathe.
Yeah.
Per my counselor, breathe more. Okay. I have usually throughout my day, sometime I remind myself, because I heard it from this gentleman I really liked. I'm not immortal. I am mortal, and I will die one day. Not to terrorize me, scare me, frighten me, or anything like that, right? But it's a reality in life. We're not here forever. With that, it makes me hurry up and do things and focus on things and get things done. With that, I wish you a long, long, prosperous life. However, after everything's said and done, what do you want people to think and feel about your life?
About my life or their life?
Oh, okay. Your life.
I mean, it takes, what do you call it? For gold to be pure, it has to go through fire.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I went through my own fire to be who I am now. So if you're going through your own fire at the moment, don't look at it as like it's the end of the world. Because at the end of it, you'll have a pure.
You're being purified right now.
A pure self.
You're being purified right now.
Yeah.
Embrace the flames. Become a phoenix.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I like it. Again, thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. I ever since I met you, I think it's May before that. John Carrot.
I think it might have been around June.
June.
Yeah.
It hasn't even been. Well, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
But super dope, friendly. You was telling me about everything you did. I try to support you as best I can with everything you have. I think it's super dope for you to be able to create something and be like, I can't draw a stick figure to save my life. Like that would be the end of me if I had to. You draw a figure stick or this or you're gonna go. Okay, well, it's pretty much chunk deuce. But it's amazing how people like get that and they just can just put it together.
Yeah.
I think it's super dope.
Yeah.
And in general, just coming from a different place and having to learn all that. An immigrant from another place coming to a place you don't know nothing about and just getting to learn everything. It's just such a neat experience, right? And then the experience that you had to go through to something that you wanted to do, that you had the heart for, then all of a sudden it wasn't for you anymore. But at the end of the day, like you said, what was purifying out of you to become the person that you have? So I thoroughly appreciate everything you do. Thank you very much for being here. And without a shadow of a doubt, you are an honorary Global Land Factor. Thank you so much for being here, sir.
Well, thank you for having me here, sir.
We're going to take a picture
Thank
just
you
like
so
this
much.
here in a second so we can show two flags, Filipino, Mexican
nice.
flag.
Yeah.
So that's what was my mind when I was coming here, the thumbnail.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm not supposed to hear that. Anyways, this was another episode of the Global Land Factor podcast. Remember to subscribe right now. Again, it's free. You got nothing to lose, and you become part of the Global Land Factor familia. This was another episode of Exchanging Cultures. And remember, we are just like you. We are people. We are humans. We are the spice in this melting pot that it is the world. Till next time.